Hi, welcome to my channel. We're all about relationships with self first, okay? Because we're here to recognize our intuition by managing our emotions, okay? Because we're looking at wealth and health, all right? And it comes from the highest element, which is love, all right? We're looking at love of self, love of being, love of planet, love of God, all right? Because we're looking at being more healthy, more balanced, so we can seek our own creativity, all right? Because we're looking at the Neptune, okay? Because we're using the spiritual vision from within so we can create from our imagination, all right? And that is where our psychic abilities are that will lead us beyond the materialism, all right? We don't want to be stuck in glamour and illusion that brings negativity, okay? So we're looking for our highest self by having a biggest perspective. We want to look outside the box, not inside the box, because we want stability, okay? But we have to have the right knowledge and the right wisdom. We have to understand that we can go from heaven to earth, all right? So we understand that some people are with a very toxic option of a lover, all right? So now you had the truth within your heart, and then you're taking the passion within your legs and you're dancing away because your mind's been illuminated that you were a choice, an option to someone, but you'll never be an option to anybody. Do you understand? Never wait for anyone. Always focus on your creativity and turn it into your visions. Because that's your reality, and that's what you're doing right now, because you've got a lot of wisdom and knowledge. So don't waste it, all right? And don't ever waste it for a lover, okay? So now we're looking at our spiritual vision from a different perspective. We have to have a very wide knowledge, all right? We've got to think outside the box so we can be very creative from our imagination. So we can take that pathway. So we can take the Aries energy, all right? And we can say, I am very active because I have a different perspective. Because you're saying to yourself, you feel very ambitious because you're very assertive within yourself and you're ready to explore, all right? Because you feel this energy. Remember, we are energy. So you feel this energy to be very creative because you feel quite courageous and you feel that energy of enthusiastic. So some of you could be very extroverted, but on the downside, you can be very headstrong and impatient and full of pride and quick-tempered. But you're looking at a pathway saying, I have the world in my hands. I have stability when it comes to like knowledge and wisdom, when it comes to the matter of earth. But now I have to focus on my spirituality, because that way I'll be able to manage my emotions and identify my intuition. So I'm looking at a pathway, I'm looking at choices, all right? Because the Two of Wands upright is all about waiting for your results and making a choice, but you have to have a different perspective, all right? It has to be very outside the box and not in the box, because now you're looking at a Three of Wands, okay? So you're looking at an insight to a pathway, because you've got a different perspective of how to bring your ships to come in. Oh, you can't see. There you go. To bring your ships in. So I could be talking to an Aries person, or you're thinking of an Aries person, all right? So we're going back to our first days, all right, when we're using our intuition and our psychic gifts to do trading. So you could be a trader or someone that likes to travel. But sometimes we could be in a cinema and there's lots of echoes behind the curtains. And this is what the spirits are doing. They're trying to help us to bring our ships to come in. So we may not see lots of the echoes that's going around, or you might see no movement, but there is something happening because there's stillness, but there's still something happening because we're energy, because we're working on ourself. You're working on your self-mastery, right? Because this is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is where you're looking at your craftsmanship, all right? Because you want to enjoy your employment, okay, and not have any standstills, okay? So we understand that we have to work with our intuition so we never have blocks, all right? Okay, so now we're looking at moving forward, all right, to make a change, because we understand that the pathway we were on bring conflict, because now we have 5 wands, all right? So the group of people this masculine was with was all about competition and rivalry, all right, and challenges. So this could be you, or you're thinking about an Aries person, all right? So there's been lots of conflicts and rivalry, okay, within this group, and it's not good when it comes to the soul, because we're looking at the soul of the self, because remember, the soul is born to love, all right? So we're looking at the fire sign, we're looking at the inspiration, we're looking at romance, we're looking at self-expression, okay? Because now you're looking at this King of Wands that is looking at this conflict that he's had, all right, with a group of friends. And he's meant to be a leader, a bold one, okay, that has power. Because now we're looking at the element of fire. And do you remember, fire signs are born to love. They're meant to be the inspiration, because they can bring lots of creativity, because they're visionaries, all right? They're the go-getters. They have the courage and the charm. But this masculine is looking at his pathway and his conflict, because now we're looking at 6 wands now. We're looking at victory and reward and recognition, because now they may feel like they've had a different perspective about a news that's came in. Maybe they feel like they take that pathway, it will bring more success, even though they have lots of obstacles and challenges to go through, but they probably feel more grounded and more passionate, all right, to take that pathway, because it looks like they've got no shoes on. So that means they feel more comfortable, because maybe they feel like being single, all right, more self-sufficient, because now we're looking at the 9 of Pentacles, okay? So the 9 of Pentacles is someone that is single and want to be more sufficient, so that they're looking more at their financial gain, all right? They're looking more at the luxury. They're looking at more of like self-development, self-love, self-correction, stuff like that, all right? So we're looking at self-reflection. So we wanted to develop on a different pathway, because now we've got a different perspective, okay, to move forward and turn our backs to sadness. So maybe this masculine is turning his back to a 5 of Cups, all right? So 5 of Cups is all about the Scorpio area. I desire, all right? So I desire to take a different pathway and not focus on my 3 of Cups, which is people, things, and places I've had a conflict with, and I didn't get much rewards on this pathway, because my ships are supposed to come in, but I experienced a loss, all right? But if I turn around, there's a bridge I can cross over, and I have more steady emotions, because on this pathway that I took, you could be thinking to yourself that I've been stabbed in the heart, and I had false promises, and they drained out my energy. But if I turn around, I have a 2 of Cups. Do you understand? That what makes me feel like I can grow more within myself and not so in that protective mode, because you have a masculine and feminine energy within yourself, and then you've got 2 cups behind you. You just have to feed yourself with the 2 of Cups to make it into one, all right? Because now the masculine is probably thinking about a 4 of Cups, all right? So the 5 of Cups is all about loss, abandonmentship, okay, and feeling unloved, all right? Maybe this masculine feels unloved at the moment, all right? He's feeling that loss, okay, and that regret. Okay, we're looking at 5 cups, okay? So this is grief. This is feeling like I should stay in this position, but at the same time, it's like the spirits are pulling me to turn around to a 2 of Cups, which was a 4 of Cups, all right? Which was unfulfilled emotions, which was quite a surprise, maybe to the masculine's emotions, because now we're looking at the element of water, all right? Because we're meant to be the walking example of give and take when it comes to the lesson of peace, because now we're looking at the lesson of power, but we are experiencing losses because we're not watering the soul with emotions, which is water. There's no water. This is why the ships ain't coming in, because remember, the ocean needs water for the ships to flow. If there's no water in the ocean, the ships ain't going to go nowhere. Do you understand? So now we're looking at partnerships. We're looking at the 2 of Cups. We're looking at romantic love, partnership, proposals, and marriages. And maybe this masculine thought he was in a good marriage, but he wasn't. All right? So now he's looking at loss. Maybe he was abandoned as a child. So now he's looking at a different pathway. So now he's looking and investigating into his different perspective. All right? and is probably investigating on how to walk away from people, things, and places, which is the 8 of Cups. Okay, so the 8 of Cups is because you feel unfulfilled, you feel unloved, because it's not bringing in any of your ships to come through. Because remember, the soul needs water, and it comes from as well the intellect. So now we're going to be the walking example of intellect, the ear. So maybe this masculine is sad about someone spying and taking people's information, and now he's experienced a loss, maybe for a Scorpio person. Okay, so now we're taking that energy of the Page of Swords, all right, because the Page of Swords is about getting information. It's about taking your messages and looking into them and having a different perspective. Okay, whoopsies. So now we're looking at spying, prying. So maybe someone was preying on this masculine's emotions, and behind the masculine's back, they were being curious about his losses, and they were gossiping behind the masculine's back. This could be a water sign or an air sign. All right. So maybe the masculine wants to clear that energy, all right, of feeling abandoned. Okay. So now we're looking at the Knight of Swords. So maybe they think about the air sign clearing their air, all right, because they feel like there's too much confusion and vampire energies, and they like peace. So this could be a person that talks very fast and they want to change their lifestyle. So maybe this masculine wants to change his lifestyle and he's turned his back on his old ways, and now he's looking at a different pathway because he's got a different perspective, because he wants to change his lifestyle. Or maybe he's got a different perspective about the Queen of Pentacles. So now we're looking at groundship. We're looking at nurturing, all right? Maybe he's turning his back on the Queen of Pentacles, all right? A lover. Or maybe he's thinking about a Queen of Cups. That's a choice. So that we saw 2 feminines now, water sign and an earth sign. So maybe he's thinking about 2 different feminines. So you could be an earth sign or a water sign. But this masculine is broken-hearted with 3 of Swords in his heart, all right? So now we're looking at changing our energy, okay? Or maybe changing a marriage or an institution or a high commitment, or this masculine's got a different perspective about how commitment, got a different perspective about pathway and insight of how to be bold and how to be charming and be a leader, and how to manage the emotions, to identify the intuition, because it comes with information that you have to literally spy on yourself, you know, figure out the information to give you a bigger perspective so you can change your life, to understand and be committed to it. So maybe this masculine wants to turn his back from being a spiritual teacher, or he's married to a Taurus, all right? So now we're looking at past life or friendships. We're looking at the 6 of Cups now, okay? So now we've got the 6 of Cups. I'm looking at a different perspective about our childhood. Maybe this masculine was abandoned as a child, all right, and he probably had to look at a bigger perspective of how to deal with that, so he doesn't like lose his ships coming in. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know. So under this deck, we just saw the single card, all right. So now we've got a different perspective, maybe, of how we can do manifestation by taking the 4 elements of the earth and being the walking example. Like a fire sign, you're born to be an inspiration because you're born to love. It's about romance, about intuition. It's about the lesson of power. And that's what we get our real power from, is the fire sign. So now we're looking at a new project, an inspiration, because now we're inspired to create. All right. Because the soul, it's meant to inspire us. Okay. All right. So now we're inspired about maybe an old past friend or an ex. They're inspired to create with an ex-partner or an old friend, all right? Or from their memories, all right? Their past life memories, they're ready to create, because we all have an oracle within ourselves. We just have to go deep within, but walk away from people, things, and places, and don't get stuck in that abandonment issue, because that's what brings the darkness. That's what brings, like, the vampire energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, that sort of, like, low vibration. All right, because now we don't want to walk into theft and betrayal and dishonesty. Do you understand? Because people are trying to use our emotions. All right. They want to play that surrogate family, but for the wrong reasons. Okay. And sometimes people that's been abandoned as a child, they feel like they have to pay for love or pay for a family to be around them. No, you don't. Love is free, and love allows you to grow. Do you understand? So if you're in a family and everyone's not growing, that means there's a problem. You have to have a family meeting because everyone's supposed to be growing, but individually without feeling smothered, because the soul is born to inspire. Do you understand? So now we're looking at our past life. We're looking at our wheel of fortune. So maybe looking at a karmic debt, or we're looking at the destiny. All right. So now we're looking at Three of Wands, having an insight, all right, of how to bring our ships in by going from heaven to earth, because what's above is below. So that we can have the Six of Wands, which is victory, rewards, recognition, and a better investment. All right, so now we're looking at a pathway about investment. Like I have a pathway, all right, with a different perspective to create, because I'm urged to create. Do you understand? Because I went with a Taurus person and I invested in this pathway, and there's nothing but conflicts. Because it's all about rewards, it was about recognition. It wasn't about the love. Do you understand? Because there's no love here. This is why their ships are not coming in, and that's why there's lots of conflicts. Do you understand? Everyone's arguing over probably the Wheel of Fortune because no one is tuning in, because you have to tune in. Do you understand? It's like when you go to the gambling house, you have to have the right intentions, the right actions, and the right energy. Because when you go to the gambling house, what you're doing, you're wishing in it. Every time you put that coin in, that's the method that you're using. But you've got to use it with the universe, all right? But it has to be with love. So now we're looking at the Seven of Pentacles, all right? Seven of Pentacles is about transformation. So that you have to use your energy, all right? And you have to use your time, because it's about earthly matters. This is about goods, about resources, all right? So now we're looking at a Two of Cups. So now this masculine is probably looking at an investment, a pathway, and he wants to invest in a new creation with about a Two of Cups, because he has an insight, because he's had a pause, all right, to have a think about a Two of Cups, okay? And a Wheel of Fortune. So we're looking at the Two of Cups, right? We're looking at romance, we're looking at love, we're looking at partnership, we're looking at proposal. We're talking about giving a spiritual woman recognition, because they feel very passionate, but there hasn't been any communication. And this is why his legs are yellow. He wants to walk in with a communication, because maybe she's never known how, or had any insight about this masculine, because behind her back, he was on a different pathway, investing in a project with a Taurus person, all right, that brings conflicts. And he was there today, gone tomorrow. This is promiscuity. This is fight or flight, that saying, you know. And they got lots of messages. This was speed. So now we've got lots of speed now with messages and about changing life, changing a lifestyle, right? Because it's got too much confusion, too much vampire energy in the air. So now we've been guided by the spiritual guides or the higher self to remove that energy of being lost and abandoned or feeling unloved, all right? Because the spirits are showing us all, not just this King of Wands, that we all have messages within ourselves if we just take time, take the pause out, and just look within oneself. Because what's above is below. But we can't be promiscuous, we can't be everywhere, all right? So now this masculine is probably a traveler. Okay, we're looking at the Knight of Wands now. We're looking at a free-spirited masculine, and this is what you'll think about the King of Wands. He's supposed to be a free-spirited masculine, all right? So that's the soul. The soul needs to be free, you know? So now we're looking at... sorry, guys, I'm coming down with a cold. Very slowly. So now we're looking at the Five of Cups, all right? We're looking at turning around, right, and clearing that air, because we looked within ourselves and we understand if we keep on carrying that energy, it gives us painful ending. So maybe this masculine had a painful ending as a child, all right? So now he's looking at his childhood till now, and he's learning that, okay, I've got to learn, because this is Earth School. I'm here to graduate from my flaws. So if I get up, even though I've been stabbed in the back by a Three of Cups, a third person, because they invested in a Taurus to do projects, but it became a flighty thing, just about traveling and probably about, you know, sausages and eggs, all right? So now he's understanding that the emotions were played with and he was stabbed in the back and people were sinking his ships. But it was a lesson for him to not be embarrassed about being very intuitive, because some masculines want to just be masculine and not in tune with their emotions. But that's where your intuitive side is. You get what I mean? So that probably the spirit just want to go deeper, even though he is intuitive. They just want him to go a little bit more deeper and be more psychic, and don't be afraid to do that, because now you've got a horizon coming in, because now you've got the spirits, because this is the spirit card that comes in and helps you to get up from a stagnation. So maybe this masculine is upset about stagnation, obstacles, and a decision that came with delays, because now we're thinking about air sign that was here today, gone tomorrow. So now we have air and fire, all right? Dominated by air and fire, okay? So now we're looking at being the walking example of air, intellect, okay? We want to be the walking lesson of brotherhood, all right, humanity, okay? But we have to cover the heart, all right, with our intuition. That will protect us while we're in a delay and when we're in obstacles, okay? You have to use your intuition. Don't be afraid. All right, because now we're looking at the fire sign element of the soul. If we don't use our intuition, especially after a painful ending or to prevent a painful ending, it just burns out the soul. So probably staying back and investigating and just looking from afar is burning the masculine soul. Because it doesn't like it looks like he's finding it quite hard staying back now. All right. Maybe he's more in his emotions now, all right? He's looking at unrequited love, has a different perspective about unrequited love. He's had a different perspective about three-party cups, because 3 cups is 3 people in one energy. Maybe this masculine has gone right back to his first childhood, which is how God first made us. That's the 6 of cups, okay? Maybe the masculine's got happy memories about an air sign person, but they're thinking about this painful ending that they left behind. All right, and they turned their back and didn't say anything. Instead, there was lots of obstacles and delays behind the feminine's back, because it's an air sign person. So now the fire sign person is understanding they're going for a tower moment, maybe with a Taurus to clear the air, or maybe with this high class institution. It's either a marriage or a religious group. All right, because they were lying, stealing, cheating, all right, and taking people's private information. Do you understand? And very personal. And they made a whole foundation, and it was based on lies, all right? Because these are people in this institution or this marriage, they are not friends. No, it's not. It's more, what can you do for me to build a foundation? Now, because you're not building it on intuition, this whole institution or marriage or whatever is going down. But also this masculine is thinking about a different perspective, that he's spiritually married to an air sign person. All right? And that's why the soul is being burned and feels exhausted, because the soul knows that the air sign is stuck. Or the masculine is stuck in thought, or the feminine is stuck in thought about this spiritual marriage or being a spiritual mentor. So they've pulled on that whole foundation and they've moved into being in a spiritual marriage, because they understand the masculine, that could be a King of Wands, is trapped in a marriage with a Taurus person, and now they've got to go for a court. All right, so this is about injustice. So now they're bringing in fairness, balance, and truth, but going into the court system. This is also spiritual court or earth court. All right, so someone's looking at spiritual prison, earth prison, or prison of the mind. And it's going to be a Taurus person or this institution. Okay, what did I say? Earth sign person. So this masculine is probably got a different perspective about about an investment with an earth sign person, but now they're probably both single. So they took this pathway, or he took this pathway, and they said they were single, but they wasn't. It was a lie. So now God is here, the judge is here, an investigator is here, or a high level of a detective is on this case right now, whether they know it or not. So now we're looking at investments, all right? We've got different insight about a lover, maybe a Gemini or a Taurus person that was an option that went before the Two of Cups, and they went and invested in a different option, which was a lover that was an earth sign person, and they went and done a project with that person, but it came with nothing but conflicts, because it's all about power struggle. It was all about the superficial things. It wasn't based on love. So they took that risk away from the Two of Cups, and that's what was going on behind the spiritual wife's back, or the divine feminine. All right. He probably treated the feminine. So now they wanted the air sign in a mental institution up with worry and nightmare about Two of Cups, while he was on the pathway investing into a different option, different lover, and they were pretending to be single, but they weren't. They were both investing in this Two of Cups, but behind the divine feminine's back. Now it's a conflict now, because they thought they can treat the air sign like a fool. There you go, air sign, Queen of Swords, like a fool, because she was trying to offer them an Ace of Cups, an Ace of Pentacles, but they made entrapment instead, this King of Wands, and he went and invested into someone else. That's why there's a judgment, all right? Because what you've done behind the Queen of Swords back for fame, but now they've got a different perspective about this Two of Cups and this karmic cycle or a destiny about being the emperor and moving as a soul, having a human experience, and also about the wounded warrior and the vampire energy. So now the air sign is now changing their lifestyle and having a whole life change by presenting their creative ideas in front of the enemies, the ones that stabbed them in the back, because she's the empress. And she's now on the internet because she knew she got stabbed in the back for an enlivenment. But now we're going for a spiritual transformation. It was all about an alignment for a page of wands, from the soul, the energy, the enthusiasm, the messages, you know, that made them happy. And they went and done a whole life without the Queen of Swords. They thought they'd be happy in a new family and support with these messages. So they became defensive about this cup of love. But they said, no, forget it. So now they're in regret because they blocked it and invested in an air sign that was being a battle in this house anyway, over inheritance, over people's legacy. And it was a target. The High Priestess was a target, but she's balanced. She's walking away, planting her own foundation. All right. So now we're looking at coming out of the Knight of Wands, you know, worry and anxiety, because you're not going to hold someone else's pain because they decided to go to someone else. No, you don't do that. They thought because you send them messages, because you have telepathic message with them every day for 4 years, you're going to sit there while they go with another lover, the devil. So they want you to be up angry, the Queen of Swords. They want you to have dark entities just to justify their bad behaviour, that they're promiscuous and went to another lover and made a stagnation, obstacles and delays, loss of feelings. They want the air sign to feel unloved. Why they worked on backstabbing with the devil. So now we're looking at stagnation, looking at people's lips sinking the ships, or because they want a new world. But the air signs tying up want to lose ends because they understand they've got to work on self-mastery. Okay? But they took a leap of faith. Or you took a leap of faith, air sign. You've gone within, you've got a different pathway, maybe Aries. You're taking that I am. So now we're looking at the burden of the soul, you know, exhaustion, a burnout because of a foundation that was based on a lie, and people were stalking and preying on this air sign person, and now they're in protection mode. Oh yeah, because they want an entrapment. They did. Because they were married to a Taurus and they're lying about it. They're lying and acts like they're single, but they're not. It's all a big game to these people, you know. And they're meant to be what? 30s, 40s and 50s. So now we're having a different perspective. Maybe it's a Leo person. And how to protect oneself or stand up for one's belief. Maybe he's single and looking at a new creative idea. Looking at this pathway about this Queen of Swords. Maybe wants to invest in this person. Maybe this person was a choice. And they went a different pathway, different insight. And his understanding this Queen of Swords is very, very strong. She's the lioness. And he went to the devil, a Capricorn, Taurus person. And they've just been standing there watching while the Queen of Swords was trying to give him an offer, but he went investigated into someone else. So they were praying and spying on the Queen of Swords while he took his money and generosity to the devil, a Taurus, Capricorn person, knowing that this Queen of Swords was on their own, trying to build their own foundation all on their own. But he went to a promiscuous feminine, a distorted one, that had many to take care of her. And they thought she would sit there, the air sign. Because she had no one. But they were sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. So now we're looking at the Emperor using his intuition about this higher priestess. Because now we've got a detective or a policeman that's going to come in and have a victory about this entrapment. Yep. Here comes the detective. Here comes the police. It's all going to be exposed about this abandonmentship. And people trying to get happy on your demise. Alright. So now we're going forward. Because maybe this Queen of Swords is looking at the inner strength and holding back the beast within oneself. Because they understand the strength of using the right intentions, the right energy and the right actions to bring their ships forward. And this King of Wands is just looking at her, saying nothing. Maybe he's still in his emotions or feeling unloved. Could be a Leo or an Aries person. So now this Scorpio, maybe the feelings of desire, but the Scorpio person's going down. Yep. Tower moon for a Scorpio person for stagnation and trying to take his lips to sink people's ships without having any closure. Instead of a closure, they want to have a burnt out of the soul. So now there's going to be a tower moment. Because we have an insight of people spying. Yep. Now we have that insight, you know. People spying, stalking, and doing the most. So now we're looking at clearing that lifestyle, you know. Walking forward. We rested, we healed. We have that pathway about this Emperor and his wish. And taking a risk. Ooh, a leap of faith. Oh, gosh, you're getting everywhere, ain't you? Alright, leap of faith. Emperor. Pathway. Taking that risk to be the angel. King Cups healing. He's in a nightmare, in this difficulty, and that's the truth. About this risk. About burning out this 2 cup. So anyway, now we're looking at a fast talking person coming in with some insight about a false foundation. Because they've looked within the strength of this air sign person. And they understand that she is the Empress. Yep. But he went and married maybe a Taurus, Libra person. And they're going for a tower moment because this person was lying, stealing, cheating, and it was an entrapment. Can only have 2 marriages, and now we're going for a court procedure. Oh yeah, because now you got the God, lawyer or detective, someone that's an authority that brings in wisdom and knowledge and that can make many transformations. They don't care about superficial things. They don't care about the devil. They don't care about people's egos or their superficial life. So now the Taurus or the institution on the Scorpio bringing lots of confusion. They did many choices. So this masculine made a choice and he went into entrapment and married a Taurus Libra person. Okay. So now the Queen of Swords is the magician. She's just focused on her creativity. She's going to turn them into her visions because that is her reality. Because the soul is inspired to take action. And obviously, this King of Wands that is looking at this Queen of Swords made a different choice. And he said he needs to be satisfied with his choice because he went and flirted and went traveling with the devil, gave him investments, and instead gave the Queen of Swords, the Two of Cups, nightmares because they wanted them to have nightmares, be in the devil energy and be obsessed in the thoughts about a promiscuous masculine that treated them like nothing because they had the devil in the house, but he's never invited this Queen of Swords in his house. They were always meeting in the corner. Do you understand? All right? Karma.